Hey everyone, Mark here with another countdown video. Well, the Nintendo NX unveiling is almost upon us. Supposedly it will be in October, provided they don't postpone it or anything. The suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last. Rest in peace, Gene Wilder. So, because of this, I thought I'd do a countdown video for Wii U. Now, this is just an opinion, just my personal perspective. I'm not going to go through all the pros and cons of the system, like, why it didn't sell and all that jazz. Anyway. Otherwise I'd be here all day. It is a great game console. Just, I guess I'd say underrated maybe, but yeah, this is the standard controller, the gamepad, if you will. You don't have to use it. It's totally, just certain games you do. Mostly I use this, the Pro Controller, unless it's, it's like, this is more of an accessory type thing. I like that just for fun, but if I'm playing a game legit, like action or whatever, then I use the gamepad. Anyway. Let's get to the list. Number 10 is Nintendo Land. Now, I think I wasn't going to talk about the pros and cons, but whatever. I think part of the reason was, well, we all know the Wii was targeted more towards casual gamers, and stuff, which is why it's the third most selling console of all time. And I think they kind of expected that to carry over into the Wii U, which it clearly did not. And that was partially what this game was about. Pretty sure this was a launch title, too. And I think I already said that, but whatever. It was one of the first games I bought. I didn't like it at first, but then I picked it up again, and I'm like, this is actually a lot of fun. And I played it a lot now. You use, as you can kind of see on there, you use your Miis, and you play as all these different Nintendo-themed mini-games and stuff. I think my favorites are the Ninja one, Takamaru's Ninja Castle, the Balloon Trip, Balloon Hunt, Donkey Kong Country, not Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong, but that's a fun one. I love the Metroid one, I love the Zelda one. But, it utilizes the gamepads, you also use the Wiimote. One of the games that's pretty fun is, but it's a fun game to play with. If you're just looking for old school friends on the couch type of thing. Moving on to number 9 is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I like how they're going back more towards the Donkey Kong Country. I mean, they started that a few years ago, or a number of years ago. Yeah, this is a good game. What's cool is that you actually can pick your partners, which is Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, and even Cranky Kong. Nice to see him actually fight rather than just bragging all the time. And each of them has a different ability to help you get through stages. Like, for example, Cranky Kong uses his cane like a pogo stick, kind of like Scrooge McDuck. And you can use it to get over spike pits, which it's kind of a shame they didn't bring the bees back, because if you remember them, you couldn't jump on the bees because they had spikes on their bodies. But there are a lot of cool enemies in this, and the boss battles are really fun. Number 8 is Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. This was more loosely off of a game called, what the hell is that game called? Kirby Canvas Curse for the DS. It's the same idea. You use the stylus to make a rainbow line, you guide them along it, make them bash into enemies and stuff. There was one level, I think it was in Area 3, World 3, Area 3, whatever the hell you want to call it. But it was, I want to say it was I haven't played this in a while, but I think it was on an airship or somewhere in the sky, but I remember the music in that level was awesome. And this game, it's also clay animation, which I think is really cool. It reminds me of Gumby or Wallace and Gromit or something like that. Oh, Gumby. My sister was still is actually obsessed with Gumby. We used to rent them from Blockbuster all the time. The old tapes and stuff, and it's actually on Kabillion and under the kids section. With my favorite episode was always the one where he gets all the robots to do his yard work for him. Be sure to put back all the robots when you're done. Sure, mother! And I'm getting off topic here, so moving on to number 7 is Mario Kart 8. One of the first games I bought for the Wii U. This game is absolutely phenomenal. It's... I don't think there's instructions or anything. Oh, there's instructions. There's a few different ways you can play it. I usually just use the Pro Controller, like I said. But, one of my favorite levels was, I think it's called Cloud Top Cruise, where you go across streets or roads through the sky, and then you go through like a thundercloud, and the lightning strikes the stage and stuff. Oh, it's so awesome. All the DLC, and of course you can play as, your Mii. You can play as your Mii, and then you use your amiibos to unlock different outfits and stuff. And then all the DLC. There's Mute City and Big Blue, which looks phenomenal. Like seeing those in HD. There's always at least 3 new power-ups, including the Super Horn, which can be used to counteract the Spiny Shell, and defy the laws of gravity, which is, as they say, actually it says it right on there. And what's funny? When this game was coming out, people were complaining about the roster. I mean, granted, there are some recycled characters, like you have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Rosalina, and then there's the baby versions of them, but then it's like, at the same time, it's like, okay, you have 30 characters, well, 29, and you can be any of your Miis. What more do you want? And like I said, that was before the DLC, but, I don't know, you can't please everybody. The Hyrule level from Legend of Zelda is awesome. I think you can still buy a Wii U bundle that comes with this and all the DLC and stuff, which is actually a pretty good deal. Because it's probably like $100 worth of content right there that comes with the system. This game is so much fun. If you're a Mario Kart fan, you haven't lived until you played this online. It's so much fun. Like, I usually do international because then it expands further. Like, I've played with people from Canada, Mexico, the UK, Australia, Germany, Japan even. And, what's funny is, going back to Super Nintendo, the original Mario Kart, I hated Rainbow Road because I was like 5 or 6, and I sucked at it, but over time, as I got older, I got better at them, and whenever I play a new Mario Kart game, I can't wait to play the new Rainbow Road level, and I love the one in this. It's something about the music, maybe it's just me, but the music makes me think of old 90s sitcoms for some reason. I don't know why, it's just something about it. So moving on to number 6. Sorry. My ADD's all over the place today, sorry. It's Wonderful 101. Another game, another one of the first games I bought for the system. I haven't played this in a while, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's almost like Pikmin in a way. You play as these different heroes, Wonder Red, Wonder Green, Wonder Pink. Each of them have different abilities, like Red uses a fist, Blue uses a sword, Green uses a gun, Pink uses a whip, Yellow uses a hammer, White who's my favorite, uses claws. I think there's more, but I haven't gotten too far in the game yet, but it's like, see, this is what they do, it's like they unite, they have all these other people who follow them around, kind of like in Pikmin, and then they unite them together to make like a huge weapon, like so, Red uses his fist. And I like how each of them is, like, they're all different nationalities. Like, Red is American, Green is, French. French. Pink is German. White is, Japanese, because he's like a ninja, uses claws. And Yellow is Russian? Yeah. This is a game that exclusively uses the gamepad, but, and that's how you actually... it's like, to make the Red, you do like a circle, and then he'll make his weapon to do the White, you do like a zigzag to make the claws, and you use them for different parts of the game, which is like, it's a very intense game. Like the Red, you use the hand to turn like knobs and stuff. On the White, there'll be like a door, and it makes the claws to like open the door or something, but yeah, this is a really good game. Moving on to number 5, Splatoon. This game is so much fun. I remember watching what was it, 2014? Yeah, 2014 E3 trailer. And I'm like, oh, that game looks like a lot of fun. Instant hit. Sold like, I think 1 million copies in about a month or so. because of the online versus mode. It's, I think a YouTuber by Adam Korlick. I like the way he put it. It's almost like Gears of War for kids. Because let's face it, Nintendo does target more younger audiences, but that doesn't mean people of all ages can enjoy it. Because this game is a lot of fun. I love all the fluorescent colors and the urban style and stuff. Reminds me of like the 90s, like that whole suburban feel. Probably another reason why I really like it. And there's the story mode. I only recently started playing that a few months ago. That's pretty cool too, the story. But the versus online is what I really enjoy. Yeah. Number 4 is Super Mario Maker. A lot of these games I've mentioned in pickups videos, but yeah, the stuff you can do in this is just so. I think this was originally going to be a Mario Paint game, but then they converted it into this instead. This stuff you can, like I said, the stuff you can do in this. I don't think there's. I should have made a note in here of ideas I wanted to do for levels. But you can share them online and play with other people. Some of the things that people do, there's ones that are called. There's different names from like automatic, don't move, things like that. Auto Mario. If you ever, those levels are just so. Some people don't like them. I enjoy them just because the watching it is so it's mind-boggling. Like, how do they plan all this out? It's what it is you have a level where it's like something like a spring or something will push Mario, and then he'll just navigate through the level on his own. And he'll go across all these obstacles. He'll land on a turtle shell and fly through things, avoiding chain chomps and thwomps, spike pits, and it's just. Sometimes if you ever do a search here on YouTube for Super Mario Maker, look up like automatic or don't move things or something. You'll see what I mean. But it's just like, how do people plan that? It's so. Whew. Sorry. Moving on to number 3, Smash Brothers, another game that made me buy the system. Now, most people liked, when it came to the series, a lot of people consider Melee to be the best, which, I think part of the reason for that is because it's much more challenging. And, I like a good challenge myself, but like I said, this is Nintendo, and they tend to target younger audiences. And, Sakurai, the creator, felt that Melee was too difficult. Maybe because, like I said, so I think with Brawl, he wanted to make it more simple, but I think he made it a little too easy or too simple. So this one, he was trying to just kind of balance it out. And then you have all the DLC characters. I've lost track of how many characters are in this now. All the DLC and stuff. You can do the 8-player battle, which is so confusing, but it's awesome. And then it's like characters that people were kind of like, but the Wii Fit trainers. I actually like playing as her. I think she's awesome. I think she's a good fighter. Same with the Villager. Like, I never really got into the Animal Crossing series, but the Villager's awesome. I love playing as. Actually, right there. I love playing as the Villager. Oh, it's a shovel. This game is so much fun, and you can make Mii fighters. I actually did a walkthrough video on that, but around the time of the game's release. The characters, and it's like there's so much to unlock in this, especially for customizing your Mii fighters. And it was like one of the things. And there's also DLC for them. You can make Geno from that's one of the DLC things. You can make Geno from what the hell's it called? Mario RPG. So I was like, I'm definitely doing that. I remember I was watching because another DLC thing is suits. So and because obviously Mii's in general, you can give them sunglasses. So one day I was watching one of the Matrix movies. I think it was the second one. Matrix Reloaded, and I was like, I gotta make Agent Smith in Smash Brothers, so I did. Number 2, Star Fox Zero. Yeah. Big Star Fox fan. The game is, mixed opinions and stuff, which, what's funny is that people say it's too short, but it's like, overall I think it takes about 4 hours to beat the campaign, even though it's like, Star Fox 64 was, you could beat that in like an hour, maybe less. I mentioned this in my most recent game pickups video, which I think I did in March? No, it's June, excuse me. Yeah, March, that would be way back, but the controls actually aren't that bad. You do have to use the gamepad, but the only time you have to use the motion controls is for the land vehicles, like the Landmaster and the Walker, which at first I was kind of struggling with them, but over time I got better at it. Just you gotta take time to improve. Speaking of controls, what's funny is I'm not really a fan of inverted controls. When up is down, down is up. Like first person shooters, I can't do it, but flying games, like I have to, like this, I have to use the inverted controls to play in order to play good. And it is a remake of Star Fox 64, which is interesting since that's a remake of the original game. So, but I didn't mind that. I mean, I think they're just kind of retelling the story, you know what I mean, or retelling the series, which a lot of games have done that recently, or franchises like Wolfenstein and Mortal Kombat, for example. There's a lot of throwbacks. A lot of people didn't really like the Andross battle. I thought it was pretty cool, because it's almost like a mix. It's like a cross between the version of him in the original game and the version of him in the Star Fox 64 game. And again, I mentioned this in my the pickups video that I talked about this in, was my favorite level, which is Sector B, when you're fighting alongside Bill. Then Cat shows up to help, and then Starwolf comes. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Speaking of Star Fox, I finally got my hands on the World of Nintendo Falco Lombardi figure. And that's the cat, if you can hear it. Sorry. Falco, much like Fox, comes with the little miniature R-Wing. And I know the most recent wave has Slippy, and instead of an R-Wing, because I haven't seen him in stores yet, but I've seen him in like boxes and stuff, but the back of the box, whatever. He actually, instead of coming with an R-Wing, he comes with one of the bombs, which is pretty neat. Down to numero uno. Number 1 is Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, see, if you saw my excuse me. If you saw my favorite video game genres video, I'm a big fan of beat 'em ups, which is kind of what this is. It's like Dynasty Warriors mixed with Legend of Zelda. And I actually bought this on the launch day. And there's so many characters in it, especially with the DLC. Zelda is awesome. Like, I love playing as her. It's one of my favorite characters. And there's multiple modes in it, so you can unlock all kinds of there's all kinds of pictures and stuff to unlock, which is why I play the crap out of this. It's probably the most played game on my system, which is another reason it reaches number 1. The music is awesome. Because Dynasty Warriors games always kind of have heavy metal music, so you have like heavy metal versions of the Legend of Zelda theme. And something that's kind of cool is obviously it's for 2 players, and if you don't want to do split screen, you can have one person play on the TV with this, and then the other person can play like this, using this screen. Oh, I absolutely love this game. I know it's repetitive, but like I said, I love beat 'em up, so yeah, playing the crap out of this game. It's so good. Well, that's my list. What's your favorite Wii U? Do you have a Wii U? Because if you do, what's your favorite game? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you want to hit that red subscribe button down there, that would be very much appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, everyone.